Hello, today in class we're going to compare decimals, but I'm going to start with ordinary fractional numbers. We know how to compare two fractional numbers, so let's take the following numbers. These are 3/4 and 2/5. We need to compare two fractional numbers. In order to compare two fractional numbers, we need to bring these fractional numbers to a common multiple, and we find the common multiple. So the common multiple, which is the common multiple of 4 and 5, is the number 20. As a result, the additional multipliers to bring this fraction to a denominator of 20 is 5. And in this case it would be 4. Then what do? We multiply 5 by 3 and we multiply 5 by 4. And we get a new fractional number, which is 15/20. And the second number, 4 I multiply by 2, that will be 8, and 4 I multiply by 5, that will be 20. And the result is that I can compare these two fractional numbers. Since 15/20 are greater than 8/20, I can safely say that 3/4 will be greater than 2/5. And that's something you and I know how to do. But since you and I are studying the topic of comparing decimals, I want to show you another way of comparing fractional numbers. I mean, what did I do? In this case, in the first method, I left the fractional numbers out. That is, I compared fractional numbers. I was comparing proper fractions. And now, I want to show you another way. I mean, first of all, I'm going to convert 3/4 into decimals, because decimals are very easy to compare. So I want to convert 3/4 to a decimal, but I have a denominator of 4, so we're going to convert 3/4 to a decimal fraction. To do this, I need the denominator to be 10, 100, 1000, and so on. I will try to bring the given fraction to a denominator of 100. To do this, I will check. Is 100 divisible by 4? Yes, it is. If I divide 100 by 4, I get an additional multiplier of 25. And that's how my 3/4 fraction becomes a fraction. If I multiply 25 by 3 and multiply 25 by 4, it becomes a fraction of 75 hundredths. And I can write 75 hundredths as a decimal fraction. That's 0.75 hundredths. I will do the same thing with the fraction 2/5. I want to write 2/5 as a decimal. So what do? I'm trying to divide 10 by 5. And 10 does divide by 5, but if 10 doesn't divide by 5, then I can try the next number, 100. But 10 is divisible by 5, so the extra multiplier will be 2. So I get 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 5 is 10. And in this way, I can write the fraction 4/10 as 0. Because there's no whole part, and 4/10. And I just have to compare the fractions, so. Let's write it down again. We compared the fractions 3/4 and 2/5. 3/4 is 0.75 hundredths. So instead of 3/4, I write 0.75 hundredths. And 2/5 is 0.4. And you can see that these decimal fractions are very easy to compare. Their integer parts are equal, but the first sign after the dot is a 7, and in this case the first sign after the dot is a 4. I'm comparing 7 is greater than 4, then I can put a greater sign. And then I can say that 3/4 is greater than 2/5. And notice that I got the same answer. So guys, you can choose any way to compare fractional numbers. And today our lesson has come to an end. Goodbye. See you again.